I'm Justin. This is J Boogie Streams on Rumble every morning, Monday through Friday. We're here, we're live, coming at you, coming with you. I mean, yeah. Uh, hope everyone there is doing well. It is hump day. It is New Year's, baby. Hopefully, you got some big plans tonight. If you got plans tonight, hopefully you're safe. I plan on being on stream tonight, actually. Um, I will be on stream tonight. We will be streaming tonight. I'll probably be streaming up to the new year, to the ball drops. So, I'll probably go live around 9 o'clock tonight, and we'll stream the New Year's. We'll do something. I don't know what we'll do, but we'll figure something out. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, but I'll figure something out for the New Year's stream. If I don't see you this tonight either, though, I'll see you tomorrow morning. If you're still, if if you're not hungover by then. But yeah, it snowed here yesterday. We didn't get too much snow, maybe like an inch or two. It wasn't too bad. It was more so the wind. It's more so the wind and the fact that it rained here and then it froze over is really what did it. But other than that, though, it really isn't that bad. I've seen worse. So, um, yeah, hopefully everyone's having a good day. It's hump day. It's New Year's. Hopefully you got some plans, friends, family, whatever it may be. I got coffee. You know, I like my morning coffee. I get my morning coffee in. You know what I'm saying? The morning Joe. The morning Joe. Mm. Oh yeah. I love, man, coffee. Coffee's a nice hot cup of coffee in the morning changes your attitude for the better. At least my attitude. Instantly it's like, "Oh yeah, baby. I got coffee now." Like I said, hopefully everyone's doing well. It's Wednesday. You got some plans tonight. Gonna do some things. But yeah, I I hope people realize that you know, we start need well, just I'd be ignorant and I'm not, stupid to what's going on in the world with all the fraud that's coming out nowadays with everyone getting paid and illegals um, just basically defrauding the whole U.S. government and everything. I hope you know that the whole thing with Minnesota was the tip of the iceberg. That's nothing compared to if that's going on in one state. If that's going on in one state, guess what? It's going on in all the states. It's not just that one state. That's why it's important that we have people in position that aren't that know what they're doing and aren't pandering and mandering to non-American citizens. You know, because I think a lot of Americans just got lazy with politics, or they don't have time for it, or they don't understand it, and they just don't vote, or they don't care enough, whatever. And so I think politicians kind of saw that and took advantage of the American people, not just financially, but also politically took advantage of the American people because they knew no one was really paying attention that closely, at least not at a state level. People haven't been paying attention on a national level. That's why, they would always tell you, like, get involved in your local government because that's really where the real change is. The real change is like local state government, really, because you're living in that state. I'm sure it's easier to get things done and passed in state government than it is in federal. just because there's less oversight, less people to take accountability of, and stuff like that. So, um, if you thought Minnesota was bad, you haven't seen anything yet. I believe most of the national debt we have is because of fraud. A majority of it is because of fraud. I know and the thing too. It's like, yes, it's frustrating and it's irritating, and it gets people's blood boiling because it's like, that should have gone to American citizens and other things like that. And then you look at your own situation and you're like, well, I could use that money more so than someone else could, blah blah. But it's like that's almost what they want to. They almost, because you understand, you know, the more we if it comes out that a half of the national debt is because of fraud, we're what's the national debt right now? Let's see here. It's 37.85 trillion dollars we're in debt. Now let's say half of that is from fraud, right? So that's what, like $12 trillion is in fraud. Let's just say that. That's a huge number, right? But it's like, as the American people, I know it's easier said than done, and this sounds like just rolling over and taking it. But like, as American people, you have to be smart about it, and you have to go about this as, a rational way of thinking of like, how do we fix this problem? Well, yeah, like vote people in. You got to start paying attention to local politics. You can't just march the streets and burn the place down, because otherwise they're going to take that as a threat, and then there's going to be more rules, regulations, and just more restrictions of people's freedoms. So it's like it's like, it's order out chaos. They create chaos to try to bring in order because they know that people can't control themselves, and they'll react in such a manner that they'll have to bring in more control. That's what they want, though. I mean, that's what they're hoping on, is that this comes out, that we take to the streets and stuff like that and everything, so they can implement more control. Because that's what they'll do. It's weird because it's like, if we all behaved ourselves and became like model citizens and good people and stuff like that, like you wouldn't need half these rules and regulations that are in place. The reason why rules and regulations are in place in the first place, because it's like they think, well, the people can't control themselves, so we have to control them for them. We have to censor speech. We have to take away we have to take away their guns and all these things because they can't control themselves properly. They can't behave properly in society. And then they use the minority of those people that create those problems for the majority, rest of us. The minority is punishing the majority. It's like military stuff. Military's the same way. You punish the whole platoon off one person's performance, so that our people try to build the other guy up. Some guy isn't doing things properly in the military, and he's making everyone run miles every single day. Well, guess what? Eventually, he's gonna be talked to and be like, "Hey, what are you doing, man? Like, you need to step up. You need to get better. Let us help you get better and find out a way so we're not running miles every day, again and again." But I believe this is just the tip of the iceberg of what's really going on, man. Wait, this is nothing. It's gonna get worse. I mean, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news or try like put fear in people or whatever, but I don't see this getting better. Like I said, this is like a excuse me. This is like a multi-faceted attack too, because like once we get past all of this and the fraud and the money spending, well then we got to send them all back. And once we send them all back, then you're gonna have the whole religion thing come into play. And you're gonna have the whole religious front. Because like for us to heal as a nation, you know, Um, we're gonna have to live through, or we're gonna have to go through a lot of old traumas to heal as a nation. I was watching a Jordan Peterson, or we were watching a Jordan Peterson interview the other day, and on stream, and he was talking about Dante's Inferno and how, when someone cheats on someone or something bad happens in people's lives or they do something bad, whatever, they rather just run away from it because in order to fix a problem, you have to spiral downward, or you have to spiral downward uh, into the pits of hell to figure out what the true source of the problem is. And most people are too afraid to even do that. So, like, as the nation of the United States, we have problems, fraud, the government, and all these things, whatever. For us to fix it, we're going to have to spiral downwards and almost like regress a little bit in a way to figure out our problems. But it could, people don't know how to control themselves, will be resentful, will be jealous, and all these things and all these traits, whatever. So it's like our spiral downward could also be our demise. So what would you rather do? Most people would rather not try to fix it in the first place and just let it go because they don't want to have to deal with reality in itself. I've been telling myself lately, like, how long can you stay in reality? I think people have it backwards. They're like, oh, unplugged from the matrix, blah blah blah, like, stuff like that, whatever. But it's like, no, um, you're being plugged into it because living in reality is, it's different when you see what's really going on, and then you have all this weight and all this, and you carry all this burden, and you see all these things, and you realize it's a blessing and a curse, I would say. Like once you become like so aware of things, and you become so once you become aware of things, you sober up completely. Um, you sober up, become aware of things. You understand the world and how it works in a very basic form. I'm not taking fully because no one really understands everything. Um, but you have situational awareness. You understand like reality in itself, what's going on in the world, how things work, and all things like that. It's like, well, how long can you stay in reality for? It's a blessing and a curse because then you have all this sorrow and all this grief because you realize, a lot of people out here are hurting, man. It's not as nice and pretty as you thought it was when you were just living your own life and you were going to the movies with your friends, you were watching Netflix all day, you're getting high or you were drinking or whatever it was you were using for your form of escape from reality. Um, it carries a lot of burden, and you see a lot of pain, and you see a lot of hurt in people, and you can also sense it too, just the sadness in people too. I know this sounds weird, but like even more so, the more, I've sobered up completely in my life in the last month and a half. I've been completely sober. No alcohol, no drugs. I'm on like week 3 or 4, no nicotine. Um, you know, a lot, a lot of people are sad, man. You can just feel it when I can just feel it when I see them or I talk to them. I can just feel how sad they are. They carry a sense of it with them, and it's hard. So I want to help people, but at the same time, it's like I don't know what I can really do to help them. Especially with females. I think females are a lot sadder than most people um, realize. I sense it more with females, their sadness. Men are men, they can carry on. They don't need much to get by, you know. Um, because men get enjoyment out of the struggle, out of the fight of life itself. You can find, as a man, you can find fulfillment and enjoyment and battling your life and trying to do better and working out and all those things, conquest. The conquest of life. But a woman's natural instinct is to have children, have kids, get married, be a be a nurturer and all those things. They don't want to do all that stuff. They don't want to have to work a 9 to 5, get up, work 40 hours a week, pay bills. They don't want to do that. If my natural instinct was the was to do that, I would want to do that too. Not work a job, have kids, get married, and all those things, and be a nurturer and all those. So, um, it's a curse. It's a curse, but it's a blessing too, because then you realize, like, you take things, um, more serious, and you're more understanding with people than you were before, when you're fully aware what's going on, and you're unplugged, or you live in or if you when you're unplugging and you live in reality, you are more sympathetic with people, you're more understanding with people, you have more patience with people. Um, you try to do better for people, because someone's got to do it. If it's not them, it's got to be you who does it. Like I said, you got to be a better. If you're a man out there, you got to be the best you can be, not just for yourself, but for everyone else in this world. Everyone's counting on you to do it. Whether they want to admit it or not, or if they show respect to it or not, you know, people are counting on you. The whole world is. That's real. The whole world's waiting on men to get their act together and get their shit together. The whole world's waiting on it. I guarantee it. And you gotta put your resentment down, and you gotta put your hate down, and all those things that you carry with you, just because some girl cheated on you, or some girl left you, or whatever it may be. You can't. That's not all females in the world. Even though they act like they don't care, or they might not appreciate it all the time, whatever. But there's gonna come a time when it's gonna be time to step up, and there are gonna be no Thanksgiving. It's just gonna be your duty. There's gonna be a time when women are gonna need, or not just women. There's gonna be a time when the world is gonna need strong men to stand up. And it's gonna be on you. It's gonna be on me to do those things, whether people want to admit it or not. Like I said, whether you get thanks for it or not, it's gonna come a time. Look at UK. Look at the Europe and all those places over there. You don't think people are waiting for strong men to stand up and take back, and push back and fight back? You don't think that? Even if they want to say it or not, people are wait. The world's waiting on it. And I hope that doesn't happen in the United States. I hope that doesn't happen here. It gets to that point. And it doesn't help either. They've killed and smashed masculinity in the world. So men don't even feel like doing those kind of things anymore. For the fact of, masculinity's been killed in real time. Most men don't even care anymore about those kind of things. They don't, because I can take care of myself. No one's gonna really harm me that much. unless they have a weapon on me. But other than that, though, I can defend myself. I can take care of myself. I'm a 6'5", 200-pound man who works out a lot. Like what? Like you know, I can fight. The thing about everyone who isn't me in the world, who can't take care of themselves, who can't defend themselves. But like I said, the world has beaten down men so much. It's like I rather just, at the same time, I feel like lessons need to be learned in this world, and I rather just almost watch the whole thing burn to the ground. Say screw it. I feel like a lot of men feel that way too. I feel like a lot of men are just like screw it, burn it down. Who cares? Let it go. Lessons need to be taught. People need to understand. People need to learn. I'll be fine. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. You know. I'm not saying I'm gonna. I'm not saying. I'm not. Listen, that is not the right thing to do. It's not, because if evil prevails and evil exists in this world, we need strong men to push back against it and fight against it. So I'm not saying we should just watch it burn and just, all those things. I'm saying that's how a lot of men feel in this world, is just let it burn. Let it go to shit. Let people learn their lessons. I don't care, because it's how bad they've been mistreated and been abused and just told they're worth nothing and all these things. And um, you're gonna watch that, and I believe that will be um, I believe that will be the biggest hurdle that is gonna be thrown in the you know that will be the biggest hurdle to jump. Will be that hurdle right there. Is if men are actually gonna stand up, or if they gonna let the shit burn. Because there's a lot of pissed off men that are resentful right now in this world, and they'll just let the thing burn. They won't care. They won't stand up to it. That's really, that's really the scary part of it all. Because if I feel that way, I'm 37 and I feel that way. Obviously, there's other men out there that feel that way also, who watch what I watch, see what I see, who are like, fuck it, just let it go, let it burn. They'll learn their lesson one day, you know. I hope that doesn't happen. If that happens, man, God forgive us, because we may never recover back from that. That's real talk right there. Of being in reality itself and seeing what's going on and seeing the possible outcome that may come from all this. To this point now, too, it's like, dude, that everything's so. I'm definitely not voting next year at all. I probably will never vote again, just because it's so corrupt, and they're all in on it, man. They're all in on it. Whether they're helping illegals, or they're helping their families or themselves or their friends, whatever it is, it's the same. It's two sides of the same coin. It doesn't matter until real change starts happening in this world. I'm done with politics. You know, but I'm also not turning a blind eye to it either, because you still have to be aware of what's going on and what's happening. So, I just I just hope men in the world uh, understand that, the way you feel and stuff like that, you're not alone, and when push comes to shove, we're gonna have to stand up. We can't sit down. We're not gonna be able to sit this one out because if we sit this one out, we're gonna lose big time. We're gonna take the biggest L. You think it's gonna be, if we sit this one out, and you think you're gonna teach people lessons and people are gonna learn, they're not gonna learn. We're gonna get punished more than anyone else is gonna get punished. Masculine will be dead. Uh, we'll be dead if that happens. We don't stand up against it. We'll take the biggest loss. It won't be a win for us. It'll be a loss for us. Because then everyone's be like, "Oh, where were you when we need you the most? You weren't even around. You guys all ran away and didn't do anything." Well, da 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 da. Give, give, give. Nothing's ever good enough. And but I mean, whether people want to say they respect it or not, they do. Cause it's like they see you on your grind, you're trying hard, and you're going to the gym, and you're working out, and you look healthy, and you're eating good, and all these things. It's like whether people want to admit it or not, they still respect it. They have to, because of how hard it is. Because even when I go out, I got girls smiling at me and guys nodding at me, but it's not like it's just because it's a sign of, it's a form of respect. It's kind of like the military, they're sacrificing their lives for our freedoms, but as a citizen or a civilian, you do this. You can do the same thing. You sacrifice uh, your leisure time or your escapism to go to the gym, work out, get strong, eat healthy, go for a run, be knowledgeable, be aware what's going on in the world, help out where you can. If you see something, say something. Don't let people mistreat women or children. Stand up for what's good in this world. Stand up for what's right. So even as a civilian, you can make a change, but you have to sacrifice things for it. And people show respect to that. People know it too. Because you act different, you walk different, you talk different. Everything about you changes. I'm not the same Justin I was 2 years ago. I'm a lot more hardened, a lot more aware, a lot more careful what I say, who I talk to, what I do. If I see something going on that I don't agree with, or I see someone being mistreated, I say something. I try to tell people that their fight isn't with the person next to them. There's bigger stuff to worry about in this world. There's bigger things going on in this world. Um, there's not many very good male role models left in this world for kids to look up to and to draw to. So I do wish peace for the world. I wish peace for everyone. I want people to be happy. I want people to be healthy and live in a good world. Just because I can see all the hate, not and all the hate. I can see all the hurt and all the pain and all the loneliness in people. You know, and you gotta be strong for others that can't be strong for themselves. You gotta do it for other. You gotta do it for other people that can't do it. You gotta get up early. Gotta go to the gym. Gotta stay healthy. Gotta keep the mind sharp. Gotta read your Bible. Gotta say your prayers. Gotta go to bed early. It's hard, man. Like if you're a man out there and you want to do something hard in your life and you want a challenge and you think this is easy, dude, start, you know, just start doing what I said to do. Go to the gym, pray, get up early, go to bed early, work out, eat healthy, help others, all those things, and trust me, it's not easy. I've trained for marathons, I ran marathons, I do hard things all the time, and this by far the last month and a half of me like sobering up completely, praying all the time, going to bed early, getting up early, streaming, going to work, working, and all these things, whatever. It's been the hardest thing I've done to date. To date, the hardest thing I've done. Nothing easy about it. Constant battle. Let's go do this. Come on, just play a video game for 1 hour, Justin. Come on. Used to play them all the time. Come on, just 1 hour's not gonna hurt anything. Even that alone, dude. Even that alone. Even that battle of me not turning on a video game is hard. Especially when when I'm alone, have no girlfriend, have no kids, have none of those things, whatever, to preoccupy my time. And two, it's like no one, I don't, I'm not, I mean, I don't have a bunch of money. It's not like I'm rich or anything, so I can't just go out and do things. I have to be very wise of what I do and how I spend my income. So it's like it's hard, man. That's why I stream and stuff. Stream in the morning gives me a routine, something to do first thing in the morning. I come home and start editing videos and making shorts. It's another part of the routine, something I do. Keep myself busy. And the more I do it, I mean, I do enjoy doing it. I do like doing it. And the more I do it, the better I get at it. So when I first started this 2 months ago on YouTube, or 3 months ago on YouTube, I couldn't talk for more than 10 minutes straight on stream. I had a hard time even doing that. But now I can talk for 30, 45 minutes, no problem every morning, like it's nothing. I have nothing, this is all top of my head. Every once in a while, when I'm walking or whatever, or working out or at work, have ideas come to my head and I'll write them down for talking points for a stream. But most of the time, it's me just waking up, turning on the computer, and just getting right at it. And right now, I'm more so, God's testing me right now more than anything. Just in the silence and in my own head, and testing my faith to Him and how faithful I am. Because you want to hear that. If you want to hear God's word in His voice, just read your Bible. It's in there. He's not that far away. Well, he's never far away. But if you ever feel like God has gone silent in your life, maybe it's Him telling you to read your Bible. Or if you feel like God has gone silent in your life, it's probably Him telling you to read your Bible to get to know Him better. I'll be here tonight for New Year's. Hopefully. If I don't have anything planned, I'll be here tonight for New Year's streaming. As always, may peace be with you. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. I love you. I'm Justin. Peace.